Oh, hello there. I'm glad at least you could make it. What? You don't know what today is? Today is my 323rd birthday, and you're the only one who showed up. Not counting my good friend Rocky over there. But where are my manners? Want some cake? I get you a piece. Just wait here.
Tomorrow comes, tomorrow goes, but the cloud remains the same. Wonder why he's feeling down. Tears of a cloud.
Oh, you don't plan to leave so soon, are you? Here's your cake. You should sit down and eat. Yeah, that's better. You know, this kinda reminds me of one of my favorite MLP episodes. Party of One. It's really funny and certainly one of the better Season 1 episodes. It was the first one that really explores Pinkie's character. Sure, she was the protagonist of Griffin the Brush Off, but Party of One is what I call the first truly Pinkie-centric episode. The beginning of this episode is about Gummy's birthday party, and I have to say, Pinkie's singing telegram is pretty catchy. It is also a pretty good setup as it displays Pinkie's characteristics. It clearly shows that Pinkie greatly cares about her friends, that she loves to make them happy, and that she also loves to party. Thanks to that, even someone who never watched MLP before is capable to understand her struggle. It might seem very childish, but the fact that she didn't want to stop partying and plans an after party the very next day also makes it very clear that she only feels really happy if she can make other ponies happy. Something that was prior alluded to in the Cutie Mark Chronicles. Her life was apparently miserable until she saw that sonic rainbow, and her happiness didn't really last until she made her family smile as well. She was about to get miserable again before she achieved that, and she didn't get her cutie mark until then. Even the Smile song later on states this: "There's one thing that makes me happy and makes my whole life worthwhile. And that's when I talk to my friends and get them to smile." This line says it all. Pinkie seems to feel rather empty if she can't manage to do this, and it really shows in this episode. Her sheer full personality gets deconstructed as they show what happens if Pinkie believes that her friends don't like her antics.
Oh no! My friends don't like my parties and they don't want to be my friends anymore.
From this point on, the episode becomes surprisingly dark as Pinkie breaks down and turns insane using inanimate objects as substitute for her friends. Her so-called Pinkamena persona opens the way for countless dark fanfictions, exploring her troubled mind. This party can only be described as disturbing. Pinkie talking with her guests, and her facial expressions are downright creepy. Yet it is hilarious in a twisted way, especially the first time you watch it. If you just started watching MLP, a scene like this comes so unexpected. It also has that it seems rather over the top. Anyway, the portrayal of her friends trying to avoid her is quite hilarious as well. All of their attempts to find excuses made me chuckle.
Harry? Harry? Yeah, I don't think you know him. That's strange. I know just about every pony around here. He's a bear. A bear? Yep, he's a bear, all right. And he'll be pretty upset if we don't get over to his house soon.
I wonder if Fluttershy already knew Harry the Bear at this point, or if she named him after this incident. But while Pinkie attempts to uncover the truth are somewhat overblown, I can somewhat relate to her in this situation. If it seems like a friend of mine tries to avoid me for some reason, it really drives me nuts. I can't just let it be. It's not that I assume the worst of them, it's rather the feeling that I screwed something up. I actually am in a similar situation at the moment. A friend of mine ignored me for a couple of days and I confronted him about it recently. It is actually that he assumes the worst about me. That I don't care about others, which is complete nonsense. But he is still pissed at me and doesn't want to listen. I really like the morale of this episode, that you shouldn't assume the worst of your friends. It can really hurt them, as I can attest. Okay, considering this, one might argue that Pinkie Pie completely overreacted even to assume that her friends don't like her. But it actually isn't that far out there, considering we are talking about Season 1. In Season 1 it was somewhat of a running theme that the main things weren't the best of friends yet. They put a great emphasis on the fact that the elements brought them together in Princess Twilight's sparkle. I assume that they were acquainted before Nightmare Moon's return, but not besties. Sure, Fluttershy was friends with Rainbow Dash and probably Rarity as they go to the spa on a regular basis. But Applejack didn't really get along with Rarity until after Look Before You Sleep, and her relationship with Rainbow Dash certainly improved after Fall Weather Friends. Twilight of course was the new one to begin with and is therefore a wild card. And while Pinkie can be considered a friend to every pony in Ponyville, she certainly values the main six higher than the rest. But I believe that wasn't really the case before the first episode. They were her friends like every pony else in town. Not to mention that we have to consider Griffin the brush off. In the beginning of that episode, Rainbow Dash actually tried to avoid Pinkie because Adi thought she is annoying. So the idea that her friends avoid her because they are fed up with her antics isn't that far out there, especially when our heroines are so amazingly subtle.
Well, I don't think I can make it because I have to, you know what? Pick apples. Yep, apples, because that's what we do with the apples. We pick them.
On the element of honesty, I can't lie. All of this is of course only possible because Pinkie Pie forgot that it's her birthday. A revelation that really lightens up the mood at the end, but it also shows that Pinkie values others much higher than herself. She knows the birthday of every pony in Ponyville, but forgets her own. She only lives for others, not for herself. The way I describe her, she sounds like Ami Yashiro, huh? So it makes kinda sense that she forgets something like that. I should probably wrap things up. Party of One is a hilarious episode. It makes me laugh every time I watch it. The moral is pretty basic, but a good one nonetheless. We also learn a lot about Pinkie's fragile mind. While it is somewhat disturbing and opens the door for several Grindmark fanfictions, it's still a lot of fun to see. Not to mention that the episode comes with a very sweet ending to balance it out. But what about you? Did you like this episode? Anything that bothered you? Do you like the cake? You aren't really talkative today. If you are too shy, you could tell me in the comments. Anyway, it was nice of you to come by. Stay foxy.